Master Zelos! Lady Seles has been...
The kid already filled me in.
Duke Bryant and Miss Sheena are currently out looking for Lady Seles.
Regal and Sheena?
It looks like Lloyd's already skipped town.
Marta.
Emil.
Sebastian, tell me exactly what happened.
I was the one who witnessed it, Master Zelos. I had presented Lady Seles with an exceptional gem called the Glockius. I had just begun explaining its origins when it happened. Sir Lloyd suddenly came in through the window. He grabbed Lady Seles along with the gem and escaped.
You mean Lloyd has Glockius's core?
I'm sorry, Marta.
And there's been no word from Lloyd?
We have yet to hear anything.
That's weird.
What's so weird about it?
Then why go to the trouble of kidnapping Seles? I'm telling you, that's not Lloyd.
You're wrong. It was Lloyd. I saw him with my own eyes.
What would you know about Lloyd anyway? You really think he smells like that?
Smell?
Yep, when he ran by me there was this horrible stench. I thought I was gonna pass out. Lloyd's never been the sort to wear cologne. And even if he was, he'd never put on something that putrid.
Now that you mention it, it did smell a bit familiar.
Was it ode to seduction?
That's it! Wait, that would mean Dex was disguised as Lloyd?
Hey, you guys want to enlighten the rest of us as to what you're talking about?
Well, you see...
Ratatosk, huh? I gotta say, that's quite the tale. So anyway, there's a good chance the Lloyd we saw was actually this Vanguard guy Dex in disguise.
Judging from the smell, I think so.
Alright, come with me for an audience with His Majesty. Let Regal and Sheena know when they come back.
Understood.
An audience?
The House of Wilder is second in status only to the royal family. We have to report this immediately. Let's go.
Zelos, Chosen One. I'm told that Bud has kidnapped Seles.
To be more accurate, Your Majesty, she was taken by an imposter of his. We believe the Vanguard may be involved.
Excuse me, why do you call him Bud?
Because he's my bud.
You say those barbarians who call themselves the Silveranti Liberation Front committed this crime? How awful.
Your Majesty, Duke Bryant and Sheena Fujibayashi of Mizuho have arrived.
I would speak with them. It seems matters have become quite grave.
Your Majesty, we come bearing new information about the current situation.
Scouts from my village reported seeing a Rayard overhead flying east.
East of here. That could be the Cape Fortress.
Marta?
The Vanguard has a base in the Cape Fortress.
So, Marta dear, how do you know something like that?
Well...
Former Vanguard, huh?
A member of the Vanguard?
Stop, please! Marta has nothing to do with the Vanguard anymore.
And right now, my sister's life is more important. Put away your weapons! So far, the Vanguard hasn't made any attempt to contact me regarding my sister's kidnapping. Which is why I suspect they've abducted Seles in order to get to Lloyd.
Why would they do that?
Emil, the Vanguard's after the cores too, correct? That would include whatever cores Lloyd has.
I see. They took Seles so they can make a trade with Lloyd.
Well, it could just be coincidence. Seles came in possession of the core. They set out to steal it, and ended up grabbing her when they realized she'd be useful as well.
Dex, how could he?
We'll need to infiltrate the Vanguard's base. Your Majesty, in case our plan should fail, I would request the Royal Army be ready to take up the search for Seles.
Of course. I'll have my generals make the necessary preparations immediately.
I've already asked my people to start a search.
Excellent. But, Chosen One, shouldn't you consider staying behind in the city?
If I don't get some thrills in now and then, I'll grow old before my time. Well then, Your Majesty, we will take our leave.
I'd like to say something before we go.
Is something the matter?
I'm sorry.
What are you apologizing for?
It's about Lloyd. I've been thinking, what if all of these terrible things I've been blaming on Lloyd were actually done by his imposter?
Emil!
I don't know. Maybe this is the only time it's his imposter. Of course, it could turn out that the real Lloyd is responsible for this. But every time I hear one of Lloyd's friends talk about him, it's hard to believe he's the same person who did all of those terrible things. So...
I appreciate what you're trying to say, but we have no idea what the truth is.
Yes, I know. It's just, I finally realized I can't jump to conclusions when there's so much doubt about what's happened. That's why I wanted to say I'm sorry.
Then let's call a truce. When you gave me the evil eye, I pegged you as just some punk. But now that I've gotten to know you, you're a pretty decent kid.
Zelos, you don't have to talk like that. It was probably Emil in Ratatosk mode that gave you the evil eye.
Indeed. It seems that Emil gets a bit abrasive when he enters this so-called Ratatosk mode.
Stop it! Stop talking about the other Emil like that! That Emil is Emil too, and he's doing the best he can! So please stop talking about him like this!
Ah, right. I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm afraid I went too far as well.
No.
Well, moving on. I think it's about time we left. Sorry to rush you all, but I'm worried about Seles.
Yes, I'm sorry for delaying. Let's get moving.
Damn them. I don't care if they're the Vanguard or what. Anybody who even looks at Seles the wrong way is gonna answer to me. After I string them up by their necks from the summit of Mount Fuji, I'll tie them to a sack of bricks and dump them into Flanor Harbor.
Wow, Rico and Sheena weren't kidding.
Yeah.
What did they say?
They said you cared a lot about your sister.
That you'd never forgive anybody who hurt her.
Essentially, they said you seem to have a thing for your sister.
Regal, Sheena, come here a sec.
No, that's not what we meant.
Tenebrae!
Oh, why hello, Miss Jubilees. I see you're keeping that sumptuous body of yours in top shape.
Say it again and I'll smack you.
Ow! You always warn me after you do it. Nice to see you haven't changed, Sheena.
Nice to see you still can't have a conversation without slobbering over breasts.
The Chosen's personality is the picture of constancy.
You haven't changed a bit yourself, Duke Bryant.
Chosen, we just saw each other the other day at the salon of Countess Rattenmeyer.
He was checking out her voluptuous aristocratic curves, no doubt.
What's that, Sheena? Do I detect a note of jealousy?
What?
It's almost as if they'd never been apart.